Come on in, welcome to Idled Out, where we talk all things Survivor. My name is Luke, and today we're talking about 5 things Survivor 42 can realistically do to be the best 42nd season of Survivor it can be. Realistically. Survivor 41 was the beginning of a new era of Survivor. New twists, new advantages, new mullets. Survivor 42, by all accounts, will look a lot like Survivor 41, using many of the same twists and advantages that 41 did. Heading into seasons past, I've done wish lists of things I'd like to see, and sometimes those were real moonshots. After Survivor 41, it's clear that we really are in a new era, a little old, a little new, and some things just aren't returning. And that's okay. I know that's a hard pill for some fans to swallow, but I mean, if things didn't evolve and change, we'd all just still be a big puddle of primordial ooze. Is that what you want, Survivor fans? To be a big puddle of ooze? Anyway, for this video, I'll be constructively recommending more realistic suggestions for tweaks Survivor can do to their current formula to get the most out of it. All that said, let's dig into 5 realistic changes Survivor 42 can make to be the best it can be. Starting off at number 5, I actually think it's really important to celebrate new changes we like and would like to continue. This is not just a whine fest. Survivor 41 introduced plenty of new things to the format that were good. To start off with, I think casting's rarely been better. Outside of Ghost Island, which, what happened there? Was someone on vacation? Newbie Survivor casts in the 30s were uniformly fantastic, and trending towards casting real superfans on the show with big personalities has majorly paid off in more exciting gameplay and seasons. The cast of Survivor 41 is probably pound for pound the most game-savvy cast the show's ever had. I mean, imagine any late teens or early 20s Survivor cast trying to navigate the Survivor 41 minefield of twists. They didn't even know how to do split votes. The ever-increasing diversity and representation moving forward has also been a major blessing, and shows that Survivor is still willing to grow even 20 years on. There are occasionally a few casting misses, but casting is super on point lately in getting a diverse group of people who are big fans with unique personalities. In terms of the new twists, 2 stand out to me as major winners. The first is the shot in the dark, which just felt like a classic Survivor twist the moment it was introduced. Basically, it gives you a 1 in 6 shot of safety at Tribal Council, but costs you your vote that round. I think this mechanic is super balanced. It's a Hail Mary move and works as such. It discourages pagongings and encourages blindsides. If you're not sold on it, I say please just give it a few more seasons. Just remember, no votes were negated by immunity idols until their 3rd appearance. I also loved these silly phrases players had to say to get an idol. I think fans were really getting idol hunt fatigue, and having the players have to unlock idols by saying the world's goofiest cheat code is a really fun idea that mixes it up. Each idol phrase was an instantly iconic moment and remains some of the most fun moments of Survivor 41.
Jeff, I am as confused as a goat on AstroTurf.
The jig will obviously be up since casts after Survivor 42 will know about idol phrases, but I think we might see some fun metagaming around this concept in future seasons, even if idol phrases aren't around. So, bravo Survivor, good work. At number 4, my suggestion is to increase the rewards and make them better. With the addition of Exile Islands, Ghost Islands, Islands of the Idols, Prisoner Dilemma Islands, and Edges of Extinctions, Survivor's majorly cut back on rewards and reward challenges in recent years, often dropping rewards for rounds at a time or lumping the reward challenge in with immunity. And the rewards the players did win were intentionally lackluster. I mean, a fish. Why was this so? Here's my almost guaranteed to be accurate speculation. Because of COVID-mandated quarantines, Survivor 41 was 26 days, as is Survivor 42. I think Survivor was kind of insecure about the shorter season length, and overcompensated in a variety of ways to make the season extra difficult to make up for the short season. It's like the guy driving a lifted truck and rolling coal of Survivor seasons. Once upon a time, Survivor rewards were extravagant platters of food, or at the very least, like a shower and shampoo. Survivor 41's rewards were a stinky old fish, fruit, stew, and when they were feeling really giving, not very good-looking grilled cheese. Wow, who made these? Sandra?
But I saw on TikTok where you put the cheese in the toaster. Oh, no. Mama! I need my sandwich!
When the best reward of the season is the notoriously disgusting-looking Survivor pizza, the pendulums swung too far to punishment. I'm more than fine with bundling the reward and immunity challenges for time, but when the worst rewards of seasons past, like grilled cheese and Papa John's level pizza, are now by far the best, it actually has a palpable effect on morale and camp energy. I think doing really underwhelming rewards was an interesting idea to make the season more difficult, and I hardly begrudge them for trying it out. But I think 42 could ease up a tad and give these survivors a few rewards that are actually worth playing for. Like, is stew genuinely worth playing for? No, it's not. It's not even worth making at home. At number 3, I'd really implore them to bring back swimsuits. For 18 years, Survivor players had access to swimsuits, and it wasn't anything anyone ever thought about. But in Season 37, Survivor decided to nix swimwear and give the players a single outfit to play the entire game in. This was not completely unprecedented. Some one-off seasons have also lacked swimwear, but considering Seasons 37 through 41 all had no swimwear in sight, it's clear that this is a thing for some reason. The saga of Survivor's needless swimwear drama is actually pretty interesting. It was initially reported that Tyler Perry, that Tyler Perry, told Jeff they should take away swimwear completely, and Jeff, apparently easily swayed by whichever celebrity happens to text him at a given time, obliged, and removed swimwear for the foreseeable future. This was easy for fans to believe because it's not unprecedented. Perry convinced Probst to put the super idol in Cagayan, and Jeff's taken twist advice from Jimmy Fallon and Mike White, and wow, this is really starting to feel like some weird Mad Lib. The rumor all stems from a joke Jeff made in 2018, saying next season we aren't giving them swimming suits at all, just a sewing kit, another one of Tyler Perry's ideas. Last season, Tyler Perry denied the allegations, saying that all he had actually suggested was to buy 4 swimsuits per player in 4 different sizes, and to rip up and throw a bunch of dirt on the smaller sizes to artificially age them, then progressively swap out the larger swimsuits for the smaller size tattered ones as players lose weight and get deeper in the game. Perry was apparently confused that players received new swimsuits at some point, and thought it confused the storytelling to have brand new bikinis on dirty, smelly players. So Perry's idea was pretty bad and dumb, but he actually wanted players to have 4 swimsuits, not 0. Now the reason this all matters is because there are legitimate health risks to wearing the same pair of wet underwear for weeks at a time. Obviously. Recent players have stated they've suffered some of those health risks, and to Survivor's credit, in Season 41 the players got an extra set of underwear, so Survivor is listening. But the heel digging on this issue is genuinely bizarre to me. It's not like no swimsuits is some legacy rule from Season 1 that they just can't bear to change. It was introduced the same year as the Idol Nullifier. I'm glad Survivor's giving players extra underwear, but it seems like a solution to a problem that doesn't need to exist. Anyone got Tyler Perry's phone number? I know he's off filming Medea Goes Somewhere Cheap, but if you do, just ask him to ask Jeff to bring swimsuits back. Thank you. At number 2, I'd really recommend dropping the flab when it comes to advantages. I'm not anti-advantage. I swear, I like them. They are fun. But to me, it's clear that like the Star Wars prequels, they went a little too far in some places. When building Survivor 41, the mantra of the producers was, "But is it fun?" And they threw a lot of fun new twists and advantages at the wall to see what sticks. I think the idea moving forward is to try out new twists and advantages each 2-season cycle, see what works and what doesn't, and incorporate the winners into the regular advantage roster over time. That's a good idea, but it resulted in a season that at times felt bloated. Take, for example, the Day 1 Savvy or Sweat challenge that you already forgot about. As punishment for losing the Marooning challenge, to get survival supplies, Luvu and Yasa must either count a bunch of triangles as a team, or send 2 people to fill barrels with water over the course of several hours. I have no problem with this philosophically, but it's just not necessary to divert the story so early. It's like a side quest in a video game that comes 15 minutes in. The biggest time vampire, though, was Prisoner Dilemma Island. This is basically Exile Island, which has been part of the show for like 15 years, and I like the idea of forming cross-tribal bonds and then using that to maneuver a prisoner's dilemma. But this season, the juice generally just was not worth the squeeze. While in seasons past, idols or idol clues were hidden at Exile, this season it kicked off by introducing a bunch of extra votes into the game, which only served to bog down the storytelling, accounting for advantages that had no or little impact on the game. I just should not need to keep an Excel spreadsheet to know who has what. Kinda seems like they were already learning this lesson on the fly though, because the advantages grew in value with each visit, going from extra votes to steal a vote to the knowledge is power advantage. Fewer visits to the summit with more memorable and powerful advantages available. My final suggestion to build the best Survivor 42 is for the producers to take what the players said on the island about the hourglass twist to heart. Now this twist was almost worth it just for the memes, but the hourglass twist at the merge in Survivor 41 was undeniably controversial, to say the least. And it wasn't just controversial with fans at home, some of the players in the game expressed frustration with it directly to Jeff. To recap the hourglass twist, because the details are important, at the merge, the players were randomly divided into 2 groups of 5 to compete to see which group would have immunity at the merge vote and get to enjoy the merge feast, with only the group of losers eligible to be eliminated at the next vote. 2 people, Erica and Nasir, were randomly left out. The winning group of 5, which unsurprisingly turned out to be the team of Greek gods, chose Nasir to join them and to exile Erica. At Exile, Erica was given a choice. She could keep things as they are, with her and the losing team eligible to be voted off, or she could turn into Sherika and turn back time, reversing the course of history by stripping immunity from the winning team and giving it to the losers as well as herself. Tough call for Erica, choosing between immunity for herself or no immunity for herself. It was revealed in post-game press that Danny gave Probst an earful about this at Tribal Council. To quote him, "It was very important for me to let Jeff know that the integrity of the game is at risk when you are the host and you're able to lie to the contestants. If you go out there and say, hey man, this is what's happening, kind of like the do or die twist, then I can accept that. But when you are the person that says work hard, dig hard, you have to earn everything this season on Survivor, and then you earn it, really just to not earn it, it didn't sit well with me. I stand by saying this was not a twist. Everyone wants to compare it to idols and every other thing that happened, and I say, listen, Jeff has never looked at anybody in their face and lied to them blatantly. Erica had no choice but to do it, but I feel like it was a really forced moment. I'd advise Survivor to take what Danny's saying to heart, and I think if you want the hourglass smash moment, it's an easy fix. The cruxes of the issue are that it was simply a no-brainer for Erica, and that stripping immunity away from the rightful winners punishes players for performing well in a way that they literally could not have foreseen in any way. It even had an effect on the edit of the season. Within the edit, I think Erica was intentionally hidden early on, and this was supposed to be her big breakout moment. But it didn't have the intended effect, because literally any person would choose immunity over no immunity. Well, almost any person.
I want to give individual immunity to Natalie.
I think a much simpler solution that actually creates a tactical choice on the part of the exiled player is to have 2 teams compete for some amazing merge feast. Then the exiled player gets to choose which team gets immunity and is immune either way. You lose the whole reversing the course of time angle this way, but it was already a bit undercooked to begin with. I don't know that smashing hourglasses is generally how you travel through time. But then again, I don't know. I've personally never done it. Got nothing else for ya. Those are my suggestions for simple, constructive solutions to make Survivor 42 the best season it can be. Hope you're looking forward to it as much as I am. Until next time, don't get idled out.